Imagine a world where you could back up your brain, saving every memory, thought, and emotion just like you do with your computer files. While it sounds like science fiction, technology is rapidly advancing. But can we really back up our brain? In this video, we'll dive into the science, possibilities, and ethical questions around this fascinating concept. Our brain is an incredible organ, storing everything from simple memories to complex emotions. But unlike computers, the brain isn't just data. It's a complex network of neurons firing signals, creating our sense of self. Can we capture this complexity and store it somewhere else? Understanding how our brain works is the first step in answering that question. Thanks to modern neuroscience, we're making strides in understanding the brain. Projects like the Human Brain Project aim to map every connection in the brain. This is crucial because to back up a brain, we'd need to record not only data, but the connections and pathways that make up our personality and consciousness. But we're still far from being able to fully map a human brain in real time. One of the most promising advancements is brain-computer interfaces, like Elon Musk's Neuralink. This technology allows for direct communication between the brain and computers. While these devices are currently aimed at helping those with disabilities, they could one day be used for brain backups. However, we're still in the early stages, and creating a full backup of the brain remains out of reach. Even if we could record every neural connection, there's another challenge: consciousness. How do you store something as abstract as self-awareness or consciousness? Simply copying brain activity might not be enough. Many scientists argue that replicating consciousness is one of the biggest hurdles. Can a digital copy of your brain truly be you? Backing up our brains opens a Pandora's box of ethical questions. Would a brain backup have rights? What would happen to the original you? If we could restore memories, could they be altered or tampered with? The line between biological life and digital existence becomes blurry, raising questions we aren't fully prepared to answer. While a full brain backup seems distant, some experiments are already exploring memory transfer. Scientists have had success transferring memories between simple animals like snails. While this is far from human brains, it shows that certain elements of brain function can be copied, offering a glimpse into what could be possible. Another approach is using artificial intelligence to simulate brain functions. AI could potentially replicate how our brain processes information and even predict our thoughts. While this may not be a backup, it could serve as a model that mimics a person's thinking patterns, providing a different kind of brain preservation. One futuristic idea is brain emulation, creating a digital replica of the brain that can function like the original. In theory, this would allow a person to live in a digital space, preserving their consciousness. However, the technology needed for this doesn't exist yet, and there are still debates over whether emulation would be considered a true backup of a person's brain. Despite all these advancements, technology may have its limits. The sheer complexity of the human brain and the uniqueness of individual consciousness pose challenges that technology might never fully overcome. While we can replicate some functions, achieving a complete brain backup is still science fiction. Even if we could back up our brain, should we? What would the implications be for identity, morality, and the definition of life? Would backing up the brain extend life, or would it create a digital clone? These are tough philosophical questions that don't have easy answers, and society may need to grapple with them as the technology advances. For now, the idea of backing up our brain remains in the realm of speculation, though research is slowly inching us closer to that possibility. While we may not be able to back up our brains today, exploring this concept gives us insight into the fascinating relationship between technology, consciousness, and what it means to be human. The future may hold surprises, but for now, our brain is the one thing we can't duplicate.